Everybody, welcome to the Online Teaching Show. My name's Tim. So glad to have so many folks here. As always, we try to do interviews on Mondays with great teachers all around the world doing cool things in the online teaching space. And I've got a great interview with Nancy Taylor today. And just want to say hi to folks before we bring her up. If you are watching live, you'll see a little chat on the right-hand side. Feel free to say hi. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We've got Kathy here, who's a regular on Mondays. Thanks for coming, Kathy. And Mary, also a regular, always here on Mondays as well. And Katie, hey, Katie. Looking forward to the live. Not heard from Nancy in a long time. Was a big fan. Not heard much since the chaos of 2021. Yes. And we've got Dunav. Sorry if I butcher your name. Thanks for being here. We've got Marie in the Philippines. I got a lot of tips from Nancy when I was just starting out as an ESL teacher. I'm sure she gets that a lot. Her videos were so helpful to so many who were getting into the online teaching space. We've got Australia. Wow. Greece. Very cool. Toronto. Hey, Rihanna. Happy to be here. Hope you are well. I am well. Everything is great. The rainy season is hopefully ending here in Thailand, which is always nice. I want to remind folks that this is the week. If you haven't already registered for the Level Up Teaching Summit, please do so. It is happening on Friday morning, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and Saturday morning. We broke it up into 2 days this year. If you've been on my email list or you've been in my Facebook groups, you have heard me talk about the summit coming up. And this is the last week to register. So please do register, and we hope to see you live on Friday and Saturday. The link to register is in the description of the video, or you can go straight to levelupteachingsummit.com. So levelupteachingsummit.com and grab a ticket. We've got 11 speakers and super excited about that. So that's coming up this Friday. What is it? November the 10th and Saturday, November the 11th. So really looking forward to that. Well, as I said, I snagged Nancy for an interview today on my channel. I'm so glad to have her. We only have her for about 25 minutes. So welcome, Nancy.
Hello. Hi. Thanks for having me,
Hello, so
Tim.
good to
I'm
see
just
you.
loving the comments. I see familiar names and so fun.
Yeah, that must be so fun for you because you probably get this all the time, right? Oh, Nancy helped me get into online teaching back in the day. And your channel was one that I watched too. I mean, I think I got hired with good old VIPKid in 2018. When did you get hired with VIPKid?
Yeah, I started January of 2016. So wild.
2016.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And I saw, man, she's doing so well with YouTube. Like, I think I can get into this YouTube thing and start making videos. And that was so much fun. Recruiting for VIPKid. I know you were one of the top recruiters for many couple years, right? Back in the day. Those were good old days, weren't they?
Yes, so fun. Such a fun chapter. I loved
Yeah,
it. I look back with
it is fun to look
joy.
back. Hey, Saina from New York, and Kelly's here. Hey, Kelly. And we've got Yucatan, Mexico. Wow, cool. So I wanted to start by, just introduce yourself for those that maybe who don't know you.
Yeah, I would love to. So I started the online world in
Yeah.
2016. I actually started with VIPKid. I was like, before I started working from home, I was substitute teaching. I was a mainstream classroom teacher for 5 years. And then I had my first child, and I was thinking, how do I do this from home? How in the world can I take this from home? And I tried several things that I did not like. I think I was a teacher, and I would earn, it was like a contracted position, and I would earn $13 a week. And I was like, well, this
Right.
isn't going to work. And then I came across VIPKid. It was actually on Indeed. I teach others how to find online work with Indeed.com. I'm like, it is where I have found all of my online work. And so
Oh, wow.
that's where I found it. It was listed on a job board. And so I
Wow.
applied. Yeah, started, and I just thought it was amazing. I thought, I can work while my kids are sleeping early morning or in the late evenings, and it just didn't interrupt my flow of the day. And so that's where I got my start. And that's why I started YouTube, is I wanted to share. I was like, this is something that other moms need to know about. You actually can make money working from home. And I think that was kind of when online education was just getting its name. It was kind of being pioneered in that 2015, 2016. So, and now it's so common and so popular. We have so many options that it's pretty amazing to see where it's like gone through the past
For sure.
years. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for
So
sure.
fun. That was
I
my
think it's so
beginning.
funny, like,
Oh, go.
You
Sorry. Go ahead,
you
Tim.
went on you went on Indeed and found the job, and I know that many people probably say, "Well, I heard about VIP Kid from Nancy," and then you
Oh,
became sort of right. Isn't that just
yeah.
amazing though to think of the impact that you had on so many teachers finding this great work at home online job. And it was really good back in those days, right? I mean, VIP Kid was popping. There were lots of other companies coming up, and it was really popular. And then China cracked down in 2021, and everything kind of fell away. Not completely, but pivoted. I would say a lot of companies changed, and new opportunities came up, and a lot of teachers wanted to figure out how to go independent. What did you do? What was sort of post VIP Kid like for you, and how
Yeah.
did you transition and pivot?
Such a good question. So mine was actually the year before. So in 2020, that's the first year that I had launched an offer of my own. So I'd always taught for VIP Kid. I recruited for VIP Kid. So I was one of the recruiters. And with YouTube, it was just like this. I just had to create one video and then thousands of people would watch it and then they would see the affiliate link. And I just figured out how to make that system work where I worked less time. And so I actually launched a course in 2020 that taught other teachers how to recruit and how to build a brand of their own. So that started in January. And then I actually lost all my teaching contracts it was June, July of 2020. So it was a
Right.
year before a lot of the teachers went through kind of a similar transition. And I
That's
just think
right.
it was one of those. I had built up multiple streams of income, and I teach my students this. Build up those multiple streams of income. You don't know, as a contractor, you could lose your contract. I like to have some independent streams of income. And so when that happened, I was devastated because I had poured my heart into VIP Kid. And so it was a little bit of a breakup moment. And I
Sure.
was like, and then from there, I continued to sell my course. And with that, it kind of pushed me forward to not rely on this affiliate pay or rely on this for brand recognition. And so it really did propel me forward. And then a year later, I kind of paused. I took a year this last year off from selling my course, from my membership. And it was kind of like this moment where I just took a season for myself. And I am so excited to be back. And so that last season, if people are like, where has she been? I was doing fitness coaching. I was still working and loving it. I always think I will have my hands in something working from home. But now I'm back with teachers and coaches and teaching on branding and YouTube. But the last year's been fun. I certified as a life coach and it was so fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you about, because I think a lot of online teachers go through this feeling of like we're always kind of like having to sort of reinvent ourselves in a way because things change. And, I mean, when I was with VIP Kid, I thought, geez, is this going to last forever? Like it's almost too good to be true. And then with
Mhm.
the affiliate stuff, once I figured out, how to make another income stream by recruiting, I thought, geez, this is really good. Is this going to go on forever? Right. And in reality, nothing is forever. And in all of those things, I felt like I was building something on someone else's property, right? Like I was building
Mhm.
um, someone else's, I was making income, but I was really making it on somebody else's property. And at the end of the day, they could just make those decisions, which they did overnight in,
Mhm.
affiliate stuff and with companies and going under really quickly. You're left with nothing, and I think teachers often feel like, geez, now I've got my students, but what if that runs out? Then I've got to figure something else out. Like what sort of tips, I don't know, what have you gone through to sort of figure that out and make it a little bit less, I guess, stressful? I mean, we work at home and we have our own businesses, so it can be stressful, but how do you sort of, I don't know, how did you navigate all of that? How do you navigate all of that? Do you have any tips for
Yeah,
teachers on
for
that?
sure. I think there's moments as when you have your own students or when you're a contracted position, when you have those thoughts that create fear. And so I like to check in. I journal every morning just to check in. Am I making decisions or am I showing up in a place of fear? Because if I show up in a video or if I show up for work thinking I'm going to lose my contract or I've got really negative reviews or I don't have enough income coming in, it puts me in this place of scarcity. And so I'm less creative. I'm less, I would say that I kind of almost paralyze myself. I do less of the content creation. I do less of creating a system and a funnel for my own brand. And so
Right.
when I just pause and I notice, hey, I'm performing out of fear, and I want to be in a place of abundance. The students will come as long as I show up and I create value. What do they
Yeah.
need? And I often coach my own students to have, if you need a consistent paycheck, it's great to have that contracted position where I can show up and I am trading time for money. Typically, it's I show up and I teach, or I show up and I coach, whatever it is that you're choosing to do. And so they pay you per hour or when you're showing up for work. And then this stream of income of my own that might be a month of $10,000 you earn, and it might be a month of 500. It can be a little bit less. And I had to change my mindset of this brand of my own is not a W-2, a consistent paycheck. And so it got me out of that scarcity mindset, because
Yeah.
the income can go up and down if you have a
Yeah.
launch, or perhaps you have an affiliate payout. So it can be higher one month. And I like to average it out over the year and think, okay,
Hmm.
this is working. And I just use the data. And if you can remove the emotion, if your business isn't running how you want it to be, it doesn't mean that you're less than or you're not good. Or I think that when we remove that emotion and that fear, we show up really authentic and we're able to just be in a place of abundance. Does that kind of help
Yeah.
to answer that?
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. I really like that. I think it's important to look at the bigger picture and to not, I go through those good months and those low months, and I think, geez, what should I be doing? And then I get into this sort of phase of doubting things. And but if I look at the track record of impact I've had or successes I've had, I know that I'm capable of continuing that because I've got proof of concept. I've already done it, right? And I went through hard times to figure out how to do it, and struggled to learn new things, and but came out the other side. And I think that's yeah, it's really really good advice. It can be stressful, for online teachers who are with companies that pay very little. It can be stressful because what if they stop getting students, as an example, or what if the company closes, or whatever the case may be. I like the idea of just always building your own thing on the side, and to be thinking of the bigger picture, and to not be afraid to step out a little bit of your comfort zone too. So
Yeah, and I'm glad
yeah.
you brought up the thought of like, what if the students, I don't get as many bookings, or what if I like to think, how much airtime am I giving to? What if like my business takes off? What if it makes six figures
Right.
this year? Like we don't
Yeah.
often ask ourselves or give that much time to those kind of questions. And so it kind of just puts you in a different place where
Yeah.
you really like anything's possible.
Yeah. I love that. So true. So true. So we've got some folks with a couple of questions here. Just wanted, before we go into my next one here. We've got, yes, Cindy. Hey, Cindy was in was it my first or second? Yeah, my first launch course. So when things happen in China, I created a course to help teachers go independent. Yeah. And
Yeah.
she said she was with VIPKid since 2017. Yes, very cool. Mobin, hello, hello. Good to see you after a long time. We've got, I know Nancy does fitness coaching and some online fitness. I'd love to know her recommendations for online fitness class platforms. My cousin wants to get into that.
Yeah, good question. So for like online fitness class, if you're doing them online, there's so many different options. You can do ones that are an app that are $14 a month, or you can do them with like a personalized coach. So it would definitely depend on what your cousin wants or what their goals are, if they're wanting to build muscle or if they're wanting to lose weight. And so it's hard for me to just say this one will fit because
Yeah.
I think everyone has an like fitness level. Some are beginning and some are more advanced. And the company that
Yeah.
I coached for the past year, their name is Warrior Babe. They're specific for women, and it was fitness and nutrition coaching. It was a lot of
So I'm
fun. I
excluded.
loved doing it. What's that?
I'm excluded.
Yeah. Sorry, Tim.
Cool. What is the
Yeah.
official situation with China now? As wouldn't I like to know as well, as I'm working for a few hours. Yeah. So some companies, Gary, are sort of still running with kind of a pivot into other countries. I know even VIPKid actually is rebranded and they're still up and running, but they have their headquarters somewhere else. But yeah, so it kind of will look a little different depending on the company, but a lot of them close their doors. And I really don't know anything about Bling ABC, but I'm glad you're getting at least a few hours a day with them. Hey, Kristen's Classroom. How are you? Good to see you. Yeah. So, what are you doing now, Nancy? Your kiddos are much older now.
I know.
How many
They
do you have?
are.
Three,
I
four?
have 3, yep. I have an 8-year-old, 5-year-old, and a 2-year-old. So only the
Yeah.
2-year-old's home with me, which is wild. The other 2 are in school. So yeah,
Crazy.
it's so fun. It's funny because I look back when I started, I figured out how to do the teach online while you have a baby and the baby wakes up, and I know that that was a question, a very common question that would come. And so now, after that year of doing fitness, nutrition coaching, I am relaunching my branding course and my YouTube coaching. And it's kind of funny how it came full circle. I had coaches and I had other educators. They would ask me, so what about, like, they would just ask about their business and I would do a one-off coaching session. And it's funny how your expertise or your zone of genius, it kind of just reveals itself. And it just
Right.
kind of came to fruition. It just came back up. And I thought, you know what? I think it's a good season to relaunch this and to help online teachers and coaches. And so I'll be launching that in January. But I currently, the
Wow.
past year, have had a membership. It's been general life coaching, but for those creating a brand online. So it's a lot of moms balancing work and life and motherhood in their home. I help a lot of them with time management. I call it time focus because when you're working from home, you have endless tasks on the computer and in the house. And so, how do we manage and prioritize? Because a lot of times we get burnt out, not because we're not doing enough, or not because we're doing too much, but we're not doing enough of the things that are priorities, the things that we care about.
Mm,
And then I do a lot of finding other strengths and how do you create that into your own personal brand and how do you show up. I think that no matter what your strength is, it's going to show up whether you're teaching, whether you're doing a course. And like for one of my strengths that I've discovered is just the ability to simplify and to teach. I feel like it's a gift. I feel like you have a gift, Tim, with connecting people and really serving them. And so you find that gift and it will serve you no matter what you're doing, whether it's online or in your home. So I hope a lot of
mm.
that's what I've been doing the past year. I've loved it, absolutely loved it. And so I feel like it kind of carries over into when I relaunch building a brand on YouTube in
Oh,
January.
I love it. That's so great. And I think so many people, they might not know what they're really good at or what their gifts are. And it's not that they don't know, but they just are maybe not seeing them clearly, right? And so helping
Mhm.
people figure that out is so helpful. And then that then just helps you in your life with everything, right? To know where to
Yeah.
focus your time. And if you're looking at maybe a career change or something like that, like knowing, where your gifts lie so that you can have an impact on others.
Yeah,
Great. Yeah. So
definitely.
you were, because I know you were doing some, would you call it like life coaching? Is that what you would sort of
Yeah,
under that sort of
I didn't
umbrella
even know
for a
what a life
while?
coach was, and then I
Yeah.
certified.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't
Cool.
even know what it was. Yeah. So, like, life coaching, so now I consider myself a life and business coach. But life
Okay.
coaching, general life coaching is just a way a way to explain it is almost like a personal development so you can improve. It's different than therapy where therapy is look in the past, let's really dig deep there. It's like currently where are you at and where are you stuck, what are your goals moving forward, and then the coach gets you to connect those. This is what I want and I'm not taking action, so the coach connects you to taking massive action towards your goals. It's really
Right.
fun.
So great. And so many people need that too. Wow. That's awesome. We've got someone asking about any advice for a wannabe ESL YouTuber,
Yeah, that's such
Nancy.
a good question. I have several ESL YouTubers that I coach right now, and
Cool.
it's such a good niche for YouTube because when someone's learning English, they go to YouTube. Like they might Google it, but YouTube videos are a really really good resource for those learning a new language. If I'm teaching my kids Spanish, I'm going to find a video. Like,
Totally.
so it's a really good platform for teaching ESL. And so when you say I want to be ESL YouTuber, I think the first step is just to say, I'm an ESL YouTuber. And you just start. You just like
Yeah.
say you are. And then
Yeah.
there's this beautiful thing about your brain where my reality feels like I'm not a YouTuber, but my brain is saying I am. And so it's going to get you closer and closer and connected to that. So you just
Yeah.
start by saying, I'm an ESL YouTuber.
I
And then,
love that. That's so true. You just got to do it, be confident, and you know, you don't have to be an expert. You just need to be a little bit ahead of those that you're helping. And if you're teaching English, you are ahead of so many people. I go to YouTube. I'm learning Thai at the moment, a very difficult language, and I'm always watching, fun Thai language videos, and I think it's so cool. Um, Kristen, we'll get one more question, and then we're going to shift into one more thing and then let Nancy go because you got to take your kids to school soon, right?
yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So Kristen says, what are your thoughts on utilizing other platforms like TikTok or IG to find additional audiences for your YouTube channel, business, website?
Yeah, such a good question, Kristen. And I know that you have a YouTube channel and Instagram and you have a consistent brand that you're building. With my take and what I've seen is a lot of times those that I coach, they'll start to get overwhelmed or feel like I have to show up everywhere and be and grow all the platforms. I say have one platform that's like your bread and butter. And I choose YouTube only because of the evergreen aspect. So if I have a video that's 3 years old, I still have like you'll notice on my YouTube channel, I have not posted consistently probably for the past 2 years, but my email list grows daily from videos
Yeah.
that are a year, 2 years, 3 years old. And
Yeah.
so
Same.
yeah, so it's just a really good lead generator. And so I feel like that's my main focus. If I'm going to create a content plan, it's going to be there. And then for Instagram, or for TikTok, for those short form videos, that's a really great way to connect in real time, like within the week,
Mm,
and to stay present and to stay connected. And so with those, if there's a little bit different strategy, yes, you can take YouTube Shorts and put them on and TikTok and put them on Instagram as the short form videos. So if you're taking one video and posting it on all three, meet your audience where they are. But if that starts to overwhelm you, then pick one, grow one, and then I feel like the other platforms like Instagram, I use the DMs. That's where I do most of my connecting or even selling. I'll sell things on there or get them on
mm.
a Zoom call, a discovery call. And so it's a little bit more of that intimate conversation versus in the comments below a YouTube video where everyone can see it. So it's a little
Yeah.
bit different strategy on those. If you are utilizing all three, awesome. But it typically would take like a team member because it could stretch you really thin. So it's hard to serve your current students. If you're trying to do all three and you don't have help on your team, I would just kind of reassess where are leads coming from, double down on that. And then if you have another team member that can help you to spread your content across all three, awesome, go for it. I don't know
Yeah.
if that helpful. Tim, you probably have a lot of experience with this. Do you have any other
Oh
feedback?
my gosh. I mean, I posted our little thing today on Instagram, but I think it's my first post in 3 months. So I'm not consistent on Instagram at all. And I had to decide one day that, you know what, I can't go through every day feeling bad about not posting on Instagram. And then just that negativity was just building up and building up and building up. I said, you know what? I'm just going to stick to doing this YouTube thing. And I really believe in growing your email list. So, whatever way works for you in that, if it's through your lead magnet on TikTok or Instagram, or for me, it's on YouTube. And, I consistently see that growing and through my website as well. And so, I don't do it all for sure. And I give complete credit to people that can show up and do stories and shorts all day long. I don't know how you do it, but it's amazing. But it's just not my thing, and I have to just identify that that's just not my thing, and it's okay. You can still build a business without it. So
Yeah. I'm so glad you
yeah,
brought up the email list too, because I think that that is the main goal is for you to have people. It's almost like you're borrowing them on these other platforms, but once they're on
yeah,
your email list, that's really where you can promote, you can connect, you can nurture a relationship. And so, yeah, I would just look
yeah,
at what's
totally.
growing the email list.
Yep. Well, if you want to hear more from Nancy, she is going to be speaking at the Level Up Summit this weekend, right?
Yay! Yes.
Friday or Saturday? I think it's Saturday.
I'm Saturday morning, my time,
Okay,
evening
cool.
yours.
Yeah, yeah. I'm doing two. last year we did it. It was 9 to 4 Eastern time, so it was like 4 or 5 in the morning for me. Like it was up all night. It was crazy. So we're separating it into 2 mornings, 9 to 12, which will be more manageable, hopefully, for everybody. So it's not like one massively long day. But yeah, it's going to be really, really great. So Nancy, what are you talking about on Saturday?
Yeah,
Do you want
I'm
me to get your
excited.
presentation title? Do you remember?
Yes, of course. I'm talking
Okay.
about building a brand. I love it, Tim. Do you remember what you're talking about?
I didn't want to put you on the spot if you didn't have the exact title in front of you.
No, I'm teaching how to build a brand online, and I'm going to be going over 5 mistakes that I see, 5 common mistakes, and overall, they're going to lead to helping people to, like, why build a brand? It's not always the colors. A lot of times we focus on vanity metrics. I need more subscribers, I need more likes, and it can just drive you insane. It can
Yeah.
drive you crazy. And so I teach you what to focus on in building a brand. It's connecting with people and being authentic, being yourself, and making sure that you're giving value ahead of time. I call it value ahead of time. That's what a YouTube video is. That's what this
Yeah.
is value ahead of time. And then if they purchase your offer, then they've already had that value and have experienced what you teach. And then I'll
Yeah.
also be teaching, how do you systemize it? How do you create a brand that systemizes enrolling students or creating that stream of income on your own? So the branding tips I'm going to go over are 5 mistakes, and I've learned them from my own experience and also those I
I love
coach. I
that.
coach on the same things over and over. So I'm glad I was able to make 5 specific ones. I had to narrow it down.
Awesome. I can't wait. I'm just putting so there's the registration link, guys. It is free. There is a platinum upgrade. It's only $37 right now. I think it's huge value. And Nancy's kindly donated a brand strategy call, I think it was
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
that ticket. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you want to just come for free and that's good for you, then you are more than welcome. But if you want to get the replays and the platinum gifts, that is available there as well for you. So I want to say thank you so much for coming on today, Nancy. It was really great to catch up with you after so long. And for those that are watching, I'm sure it was great for them to say hello as well. So have a
Yeah.
wonderful day, and we'll see you on Saturday.
You got it. Thanks for having me, Tim. I'm super
All
excited
right,
and
Nancy.
so fun reading the chat. Maybe I was distracted. Hopefully not. We'll see you.
It's fun. Thanks, Nancy. Take care. All right. So again, one more time, that link is levelupteachingsummit.com, and it's happening this weekend. So November the 10th and 11th. Thanks again, Nancy, for coming on. And if you want to hear more from her on Saturday morning, Eastern time, she's going to be sharing about how to build a teaching brand. So going to be very applicable to online teachers that are just getting into that space, or for you who might already have been in it for several years and you're building your business. I know you're going to walk away with lots of great value from that. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Before you go, please hit subscribe if you haven't already done so, and like the video. It really helps to get it out to more folks. That would be really much appreciated, and hope you have a wonderful week. We'll see you next Monday, but see you at the summit on this weekend, and look forward to catching up then. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful week.